Ach Gott vom Himmel steht darein is a Lutheran chorale of 1524, with words written by Martin Luther paraphrasing Psalm chapter 12. It was published as one of 8 songs in 1524 in the first Lutheran hymnal, the Achtliederbuch, which contained 4 songs by Luther, 3 by Speratus, and 1 by Justus Jonas. It was contained in 1524 in the Erfurt Enchiridion. It is part of many hymnals, also in translations. The text inspired vocal and organ music by composers such as Heinrich Schütz, who set it as part of his Beckpsalter, and Johann Sebastian Bach, who based a chorale cantata on it. Mozart used one of its tunes in his opera The Magic Flute. History and text. At the end of 1523, Luther paraphrased Psalm chapter 12, Psalms 12, in Latin Salvum me fac, attempting to make the Psalms accessible to Protestant church services in German. Luther's poetry first follows the verses of the psalm exactly, then combines 2 verses to 1. He expands the content of the psalm to show the precise situation of the early Reformation as a time of conflict. The hymn was first printed as one page inserted in the Wittenberger Achtliederbuch. It was one of 8 hymns of the first Lutheran hymnal, published 1524 in Nuremberg under the title Etliche Christliche Lieder, also called Achtliederbuch. The same year it appeared in Erfurt Enchiridion. The hymn was soon used as a Protestant Kampflied. The chorale became the Lutheran Hauptlied for the second Sunday after Trinity. Melody. In the first Lutheran hymnal the melody was the same as for Ist das Heil uns kommen hört by Paul Speratus. In Johann Walter's hymnal Ein geistlich Gesang Bachlein in Wittenberg in 1524, it appeared with a different melody. In the Erfurt Enchiridion, also in 1524, the text first appeared with a tune codified by Martin Luther, which was derived from the secular song Begehrlich in dem Herzen mein, from about 1410. This melody is in Phrygian mode, preferred by Luther for texts of repentance, such as Os tiefe Notschrei zu dir. Musical settings. The Phrygian melody, which Luther probably wrote or at least influenced, was set by composers for instruments like harpsichord and organ, and for voices. Instrumental Jan Peter Swanzwieling composed a piece for harpsichord, elaborating on the tune. Johann Pachelbel composed 2 chorale preludes for organ as part of Erste etliche chorale, before 1693. Johann Sebastian Bach wrote a chorale prelude, BWV 741. Vocal Heinrich Schütz set the chorale as part of his Beckpsalter. Bach used the complete chorale as the base for his chorale cantata Ach Gott vom Himmel steht darein, BWV 2. Wilhelm Friedemann Bach set the chorale as a sacred cantata. Felix Mendelssohn composed in 1832 a chorale cantata for baritone, mixed choir and orchestra. Mozart used the melody in his opera Die Zauberflöte in Act 2, finale, scene 10, when the 2 Geharnischte recited in unison as words, Der Welcher wandert diese Straße wohl beschwerden, as a cantus firmus of a Baroque-style chorale prelude. Alfred Einstein comments in his biography Mozart, his character, his work. In the second act it is the final test of the lovers, the test of fire and water, for which Mozart called into play every musical means at his disposal and for which he ordained extreme simplicity, extreme mastery. The scene of the men in armor, which he constructed in the form of a chorale prelude, building upon a solemn fugato around the chorale Ach Gott vom Himmel steht darein.